Greetings everyone, please come on to make sure everything's set on up. That's going. Which? Why aren't you going? Okay, mate, it's just booting up in a moment. Okay, Twitch is having trouble. Let me just double check. Okay, yep, there we go. Twitch is now going. Do know as well, I've been having some trouble because the wind is high enough, the wind is strong enough where it is causing issues with power. Trouble. Oops. That didn't mean to play that. In which the wind's been causing power outages, so keep that in mind. Hopefully everything's going well enough. Though the sudden abrupt end will probably mean I lost power again. Right now the wind I think is like 50 miles per hour. Let me double check. Let's see, high wind warning. Right now it says 32. I know it says like, let's see, individual gusts up to 65 miles per hour. So yeah, that's been causing some power issues. Probably some sparking here or there, by the way. Let me double check my other computer. The computer needs a moment to boot up. Let me turn on the live chat windows. Apparently with my other computer, with it knocking out power, it just went to a sleep mode. So I'll just do this for now as it starts waking up. Wake it up on the inside. And looks like everything is good to go. Oops, ow, I hit my knee against my table. So let's go ahead and start from top. Greetings everyone, and oh crap. One moment. Why are you like that? Oh yeah, it's this bug from Age of Empires 3, and since I don't usually cast replays, I usually do spectate, usually tailor to myself, but that's actually what probably the person who uploaded the replays settings at. Spawn on top right side as the blue Zeus, we got Knock Monty. Spawn on left side as the red Susanoo, we got the HR department. Damn, I'm rooting for Zeus. You know Susanoo can get some pretty nice kitsune. When it comes to Zeus, you of course can access the Hermes or Athena. Since Zeus is more focused on infantry, I probably should go for that. Infantry and heroes are a favor. Favor can generate faster, mid units cheaper, more damage to buildings, hoplites move 15% faster, and you get a bit of health regen and hit points for your heroes. Or since he's more infantry focused, but he still has a side nice as well, so you can go for cavalry as Zeus. If he goes for cavalry, you get access to spirited charge, speed, and damage. A free Pegasus, which also has more line sight, so your scouts even better at scouting. Or Athena, you get a focus Saracia. Hoplites get additional, damage and range, and some Pierce Armor. Pierce Armor is pretty nice and generally, so that's very useful for any infantry build. And Restoration is a pretty good god power. Of course, Susanoo, he is the focus on myth units and god powers. Tributes generate a large favor at each Bushido tier. Myth units earn Bushido tier EXP passively and through combat. If god powers make the other one 25 cheaper to invoke, so you can even get discount. His primary god power is pretty cheap, so you in my opinion, primarily use it to give discount the other god powers. Very fun. And your myth unit special abilities recharge 25% faster, or unit special abilities. It also includes human soldiers. And for his unique upgrade, you got Crushing Wave, makes your myth units 10% faster, and it gives all myth units a +1 divine damage, which is very nice. Right now, I have a theory of a good Susanoo build. Never really tried it. I haven't really played Age of Mythology online. Is that he is probably pretty nice to go for Inari Okami as well as Raijin right here, because these guys are also pretty fast as Kusune. So these guys can get like 7.2, 7.3 movement speed with the Kusune support. So you get two multi-tailed foxes support out the multi-tailed doggos. Whereas two minor gods, you got Inari Okami or Mina Katomi. I butchered that name well enough. Swampland gives you a bunch of colonies, which is just instantly kill a bunch of human soldiers. Very powerful. Jorogumo, a spider lady who's okay, not great. She's not mything Jenny spam out. It was a 9, make your Kusune more line of sight. They get a +1 more passive aura stack limit. Allows them to stack it up twice, and they have 75 some more hit points. Makes your Kitsune a bit more of a standard combat unit. Along with Susanoo's +1 divine damage, it really helps out. Then your myth units also get gold per attacking, which is very handy indeed. I think it's like you get 40% of your damage dealt as gold, so if you do, well, 10 damage, you get 4 gold in turn, which is pretty good. And your cavalry gets additional hit points and bonus of the cavalry, so pretty nice cavalry support upgrade. The Shrine Hunt is an excellent god power. You get Deer, which is great for generating favor, and for defense with the free exotic doggos spawn. They are infinitely replaceable. So very good economic and defensive god power. This guy here is deceptively okay. I'm always surprised at this thing. Weird design. AoE fire, breathing fire. Fast huntables, which is great for this. Ranged soldiers get additional damage, +1 range, and makes your ranged soldiers cheaper and siege weapons cheaper. So, both of them good god powers. Inari Okami is generally the default, but the other option is still excellent. You get 2 good choices. Since the game's paused as I'm covering all the possibilities, I'm going to go ahead and talk fast forward and go to the relics. We got Eye of Ornlu, which is the Age of Empires exotic doggo, which does give you counter infantry units get +5% damage, so high passes samurai. This reduces villager training time by 5%, pretty good as well. Down south, we do have Tower Setsets, increased tower attack against myth units, so gives your towers +100% damage versus myth units. I wonder, it says sentry towers, I wonder if it affects town centers and fortresses. Guess we'll find out soon enough. And head to Orphis. Buildings get a little +8 line of sight, so this one is the worst relic on the map. The other ones are all pretty good. The +10%, 100% damage against myth units is probably very good. Not to mention, it's great for the early game. So we do actually have Mina Takotomi, butchered that name well enough, and Crushing Waves being researched. I wonder, the AoE damage +1 divine damage from Susanoo. I know. Wait, it does crush damage? That must be a special attack. That might be a special attack there. Oh wait, I can, does turn on a shrine, not that button. Don't see the special abilities here. I don't know if he just does crush damage, but the AoE 1 divine damage actually is quite important, honestly. That is probably pretty good. That's a slow attack speed. Yeah, I think this is like a special attack right there. I could be mistaken. I don't know everything on top of my head. Nor the Minotaur is getting hit a little bit there. Got the single Kitsune there. One Yudo. What's that name? Well, I need to replay the campaign and remember how to pronounce all the names. Got Jason. Oop. Looks like a cow beats fox. The lightning beats a wheel. Don't know if that's supposed to be a natural occurrence. We do got Bushi here, a heroic archer. More supposed to be a counter unit, honestly. Slow attack speed, high multiplier. Hercules and Jason attacking. This guy is classified as a range hero, so I think... Oh! Okay, that can knock around heroes, looks like. It makes the other ones cheaper, so it makes his Shrine of the Hunt cheaper. Very nice. Got some stabbing there from the villagers. I wonder, the shrine got raided back here, so it won't be too impactful defense. Honestly, putting a shrine right here would provide gold there and the bunch of exotic doggos for defense. That's probably a good idea. Handful of Bushi here, firing away. He does have health regen, thanks to the Olympian parentage. May want to eye for watchtowers at this current rate. Has the saltwater spring research. Wait, saltwater spring. Am I stupid at thinking that's a horrible upgrade as in design? Does Japan have saltwater springs, and are they actually good to drink? Because I always hear spring water as, well, fresh water, drinkable water. Miko does go down there, so does Jason. But saltwater spring sounds not safe. If I'm mistaken. The Miko provides excellent favor generation at 13. Of course, it'll place a bit more forward and, or in this case, backwards on the map. And this area is pretty safe and secure. I wonder if there is a magical rate of what's called. Okay, this actually. Oh, it does actually drop off sides. Good to know. If there's a maximum number of villages, you can use collect the from the Shrine of the Hunt. It probably is. You can see here's the countdown. Deer. You can see the countdown of deer. There, so you can calculate the training time based on villager collecting rate. I'll let you have fun at doing that mathematically. It's actually probably simple mathematics. The deer generates that, aka that much food every free spawn, and you just divide that number of villager collection rate. Got a pair of Kitsune here. Of course, they don't have Wisdom 9, so they don't have the extra health. But their damage is still the same. Bushis, they're anti-myth unit, not anti-infantry. You gotta get some regular Yumi archers, like that guy there. Hippus, we do have some hoplites being employed in the field. Yumi archers now being employed. Let's see, has the upgrade to make them cheaper. The wolves do get affected by Susanoo's plus divine damage. You can't control them, but at least helps them out. Is my microphone working? Yes, just had a bit of panic there. Temple probably needs some repairs. Another Miko, like I said over here, wouldn't be half bad. Of course, Miko's still vulnerable. Got some New Archers hitting these guys. Sarasia, Hoplites, Hippus being employed in the field. Hippus would be a good counter all the ranged units. We do now have the Hunter Strength gaining plus 10% damage in one range, increasing the Yumi Archer's range to 19. The Yumi Archers, of course, is a cheaper but weaker variant of the Atlantean Argus Archer, if I would have the best way comparison I have. Slow attack speed, but it is much cheaper. Do now the medium infantry being queued on up. House gets deleted. Armory now going on up. Samurai being pulled on the field, a good counter infantry unit, a very heavy one. Norm the Minotaur has taken severe damage, but he's still alive. Medium hoplites have been researched. Got a good number of the Yumi archers. We've got one Yari spearman. And a handful of samurai is being pulled in the field. Temple could be repaired up by a villager. I'm not sure what got deleted there. Could have been another house there. Building houses, well, they're cheap. You don't really want to do that all the time. And these guys getting hit a little bit. Samurai pushing through this formation. Providing a bit of Bushido experience. He is still Bushido 1. You get 50 favor upon tearing up, which is a decent amount of favor. Nothing too staggering, just enough to get you going. And the Kitsune do provide their experience generation there, 0.5 per second, which is a pretty good rate. Which gives another good reason why to go for an Ariokami, go for more Kitsune focus to get that experience going. You have Apollo being selected, which is the Manticore God, which does also give Sunray, which improves damage for all ranges, both Myth Unit and Human Soldier. And I think also improves your Odysseus and Chiron. Medium Cavalry, Copper Weapons. We do have now the Flame Wheels being researched. The first one did get smited by Zeus. There's another Shrine of Hunt, or no, that was not a Shrine of Hunt. Just these empowered chickens. Truly magnificent beasts. Well, if you kill chickens, they turn, and you harvest them, you somehow turn the chicken into chicken. Yep, looks like that is his attack, so it just has constant crush damage, which is not great versus infantry. But that plus 1 divine damage makes it far more usable against infantry. Infantry, of course, has inherently 99% crush armor, so that damage output's not great. So I'm not sure how it works. Maybe changes weapons. Hellfire attacks enemies set units ablaze. So this is probably what actually does damage. It gives damage over time tick. Does a lot more crush damage now, and of course got a bit of quite a bit of AOE now. Attack speed is actually quite slow, so the 1 divine damage is actually not too important. You see there are even angrier men. They replace all their hair with flaming hair. Odysseus now being researched. 2 more of these guys being summoned. There's a good number of those guys. Sunrays being researched as well. Hypasus being forced on back. You have this force straightforward. It looks like Susanoo's just not on age up. But with enough myth units, he can generate enough favor to get his heavy units. Shrine going on down. You can see now all these hippos are covered in soot, but they do recover. You have a good number of hippos and Hypasus on the build queue. A nice bit of walls there, plus villagers on top of water. That should help them resist fire, right? I don't think that matters in this game. But then again, what type of fire does these guys spew out? Is it like napalm? Is it extra sticky? Howdy. Thank you. And since now, thanks to, what was his name? PWOZ TV, I was able to find a good replay site to actually find some good replays so I don't go hunting around the spectate tab. Yeah. Yari does go down. Good Kitsune here, but they do run into the heroes, Jason and Hercules. Odysseus here as well. Pretty sure Odysseus, yeah, he does get affected by Sunray as well. We do have Hypasus here, only medium Hypasus moment. We do have Fujin, or no, that's Raiju, which does he immediately activate the ability. Good disruption spell. He could have tried healing up the damage with his restoration, which is still available. He also makes these other god powers cheaper. He may want to drop in the katana soon to make these other 2 cheaper. He almost enough favor for that. Kitsune goes down. The Manticore is darkened a little bit singed. That's a good number of these guys here. Infernal One Yodo. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Bolts the Raiju. Zadok Dago does go down. We do have Restoration Summon. Those are going to sustain and fight rather than run and take free damage. Knowing the Minotaur does go down. Odysseus is getting hit by a good number of Bushis. Hip is hitting the villagers. This is a dojo. Next shrine's at 43. Thunderous Burst at 150. Though there is an upgrade to make your god powers cheaper, so you may want to eye that before summoning another shrine to hunt. Manticore firing away. One of the best myths in the game, in my opinion. Good solid backline damage. And for Zeus, one less population, so 3 populations very spammable. Looks like Red's getting overrun. Good number of Hippos there, engaging all these Yumi archers. Number of villagers going down, being pursued. He does have heavy upgrades. He is age 3. All those myth units in the field definitely generate a lot of Bushido EXP. Guardhouse here, more Yari, more Yumi. Nothing at the dojo just yet. Only 2 of these Infernal 1 Udos. Husbandry. Axes, another Odysseus. High past this. 2 Manticore on the field. Also got Prodromos. He is really liking these, one... I still can't pronounce the name. Too foreign for me. Ippus breaking down the wall. Since he's been constantly getting attacked by that temple there, he decided to put some houses in front of it. But Blue's a bit of a homewrecker. Oh, we got another Raiju here. They're pretty fast. Like I said, like the Kasune, they have 1 more base movement, 0.1 more base movement speed than Kasune. So they're a good unit to accompany the Kasune and Naginata Riders if you ever so choose. These guys can get up to 7.3 movement speed if I remember correctly, with Susanoo, which is really fast. And these guys, of course, oh, looks like I see some of that fire effect there. That went down pretty quickly. Then again, it is a wooden wall. And he is trying to light on fire. We now have the bronze weapons being researched by Susanoo. Good idea to go for those research. Don't need to worry about the troop upgrades. Good amount of gold being obtained here. Got a shrine here, not shrine to hunt. The shrine to hunt here looks like maintaining good deer collection. Prodromos, Hypastus, Hippus. Samurai here. Good number of Hippus here. Let's see. Let's say spent all his favor. Next one will bestow him 100 favor. We got 2 Raijus. Residents stacked up there. Raijus have trouble connecting. They have pretty good crowd control one. Disperse the enemies, stun them for a little bit. Good number Manticore on the back line. Red was doing a good job of hitting them with the Bushis. The nice thing as well, he has a temple here. He may want to go for the healing temple upgrade. Oh, is he falling back? Does he have the healing temple upgrade? Let's keep an eye on the Manticore. Keep him selected. See, yep, his health's going up. He has the healing temple. Very good. I always love seeing the pull back micro to get health restoration going. And it's particularly useful for restoring those high valued units such as the Manticore. Yari Spear on a large build here, but there's a good number of Hypassus here, so we'll just need some Samurai or Yumi Archers still on the field. Goes back in off Watermill here. The empowered chickens exerting their dominance. Maybe the Miko's doing the chicken dance to empower the chickens. Oh, box formation. Blue's been using quite a bit of these formations, I can see. Yari's been spreading the village, building a fortress. trying to lock down those gold deposits. Still 5,600 gold available. This one's being collected up. Only 1,300 left, so not too much remaining. All of upgrades, Pajamos, Hippus. Yeah, it looks like Susanoo needs to go for more anti-cavalry. Yari Spearman, since he didn't go for an Arikami, doesn't get the inherent anti-cavalry damage from all of his cavalry. Do have some Onomusha being pulled in the field. That's a Bushi. May want to get some more Bushiels. They're definitely a bit more reliable when connecting the Manticore, since the Manticore, is, like I said, is ranged. Like we've seen, is also ranged. Red, what gold deposit are you going to go for next? Probably this one here. Was it going for water mill to mill all of those deer to thin red paste? Oracle research, bronze breastplates, another Manticore on the build queue. Looks like Zeus is a pop cap. Knocks around the Hippus a little bit. Manticore is doing quite well. 700 damage on one of them, the other one's fresh. Hippus pushing over here, can engage some of these human archers. There's some walls for them to fight behind. Oh, we got a good number of Manticore now. Like I said, with Zeus, far more spammable, so he's at, what, 6 Manticores at the moment? 6 Manticores is a lot of firepower. 12 DPS times 3. Netting him 38 DPS each. Comparison to a single Yumi Archer. Such 12, but of course low attack speed, so 8. So 3 Yumi Archers is inferior to 1 Manticore in population-wise. And rip apart a formation of those Yari Spearmen. Manticores are good. I really think people should go for Apollo more often. Guardhouse is starting to go on down. It's sort of interesting. A lot of Hades players tend to go for Aphrodite rather than Apollo, which Apollo just synergizes a little bit more better with his playstyle. Though Aphrodite does offer some good villager upgrades, among other things. But both for Zeus and Hades, I think Apollo's just generally better. Dionysus does have some good aspects to it, and can combo well with Hermes for cavalry focus for Zeus. But I have a big bias towards Apollo. Underworld Passage is... it's situational. I haven't really seen too many games as excellent, but it uses a one-time teleport, and only plan to use that. It can be very nice. Just assume you only get one deployment out of it, rather than a repeated backline. Maybe keep a Pegasus in the air to deploy in the backline to quickly reinforce ambush area if your opponent is forward or falling back. Yumi Archers getting ripped apart by the Manticores. 8 of them on the field. And yeah, I think Susanoo just could not deal with the Manticore. There's Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to next replay. I also had trouble with the Hippus and the cavalry. Not directory. Let's go for one that is larger in file size. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the right side as the blue Freyr, we got Divine. Spawn on the left side as the red Tsukiyomi, got Aces. The Count Von Count. I wonder how often he'll count. Guess we'll find out. When of course comes the major and minor gods, Freyr is a focus on technology defense, has potent defensive god power, Grelin Bosetti gets more power per age, definitely is costless but takes far longer to research, which is a very good trade-off. I would take that trade-off any day. Hills and Hill Forts do increase damage, and Hill Fort units do increase 10% damage, very important also for the Ballista of all things. Repairing is free, which is always very nice to have. Dwarves and gatherers can repair as well. Can go for Freyr or Uller. Forest Fires, of course, is okay god power, nothing too crazy. It's definitely better than Gold Edition. Valkyrie's a mounted healer, always nice to have. More cavalry speed and hit points is always nice to have. And more Goaty hit points, so it's definitely better for your Great Hall. But Uller, of course, provides you the Age 2 Hellfort, which is always nice to have. The Draugr is okay, it definitely relies on his upgrade a bit more to make it useful, but it's nothing to really write home about. Range and divine damage. This increases your longhouse unit's speed, and of course give them burst speed if they've been standing still. Makes it as guarding bashes cheaper, and early battering rams along with the early huskarls. Overall, Olaf's generally the more common pick, but Freyja does honestly offers a bit more support here. Well, this is the core aspect for Olar, is the free fortifications, hill forts. There's argument for both, to say the least, I would say. For Tsukiyomi, focus on technology as well, Shinobi and Cavalry. They get increased damage per Bushido tier, Shinobi and Cavalry. Age technology also grants Bushido tier. You get faster age up and a free Kitsune each age. And his unique upgrade improves his defenses. When it comes to his minor gods, you got Nari Akami or Ame no Uzume. Nari Akami is more the default option. Get a lot of fluffy tails from it, that's for sure. Ame no Uzume is a pretty good one as well. This is a very good god power. Swamplands, excellent god power. Insta-kill a large number of human soldiers. Jorogumo, I haven't really seen her deploy all too often. She's okay, not great. Just a decent frontline myth unit. Wisdom 9 gives Kitsune more line of sight, make them better at their scouting job. +1 stack them, make them faster. A makes everything faster. And of course, 75% hit points, makes them a bit more of a standard military unit. Additionally, you get the player the 40% damage dealt in form of gold for your myth units, very nice to have. And cavalry gets increased hit points and bonus extra cavalry. Tsukiyomi is focused on cavalry, so that's one reason why Inari Akami is usually by default for him. Though this will resummon your myth units for free, takes a long time, so she is automatically and instantly a great god to have with this god power. Whirlwind Weasels, they're okay, not great in my opinion. Infantry gets to increase hit points, good for the Shinobi aspect, and of course you get better Mikos, which is good for deploying out more myth units to be resummoned for free for more myth units. Both those gods are good, but Inari Akami by default is generally the pick for Tsukiyomi, but there's an argument for both. Against Freyr, who's more focused on Hellfort stuff, Cavalry of course give more speed to deal with the Ballista, while of course the Huskarls is the anti-range, which technically could be countered by... I'd say there's not really a clear option to counter Freyr. Freyr doesn't have really counter to Tsukiyomi in either direction. You do of course got a pair of free kitty cats from that relic. Differing Ingir and Sword, heroes get hit points with fighting immunity. Your heroes get 10% lifesteal, very useful both sides. Ship of Fingernails, how delicious, you get a food triple. Apparently it's actually like Egyptian mythology there. I forget why it's called a fingernails. I don't think it's actually made of fingernails, I have no idea. And heavily jeweled spear. Yari Spearman, let's see, counter cavalry units get increased damage, so Erdman and Yari Spearman. I'm trying to remember, the Ship of Fingernails, the last game I played that actually sort of described what it was Shin Megami Tensei 4? But I forget. You do have now Uller selected, which is quite understandable. Free Asgard Bastions makes your defense far more effective. And plus it's just unique. Joggers are nice in mass numbers, but they're not fantastic. They definitely require an upgrade. Oh, didn't realize Inari Kami also queued on up. Jorogumo should be on focused defense. You can harass with the Kitsune. Oh, we also got already another Kitsune over here, so this looks like 3 Kitsune in the field. Though, in this case, Draugrs with their special attack with a spread attack will make it a bit more effective to fight against the Kitsune. You can always fall back to Miko. There's a Herseer here, so avoid the Herseer. When the Kitsune does get bopped, you can use New Moon to get a bunch of free technologies, such as most of these 3 technologies. Not omniscient. I think you get, what, 3 technologies in total from this? Most 3 expensive technologies. Yeah, you can get, not the stable, but you can get these 3 technologies here, which is all pretty nice to have. Get quick access to the gold generation, and then make immediately upgraded Kitsune to get them more health, so you can be a bit more aggressive with them. And then, of course, get the gold bounty to go along with that. And your Jorogumo, that you probably won't build more than one, will get her buff. Do have a watermill here, ready to grind these berries into a thin red paste. Naginata Rider's here. You need Wisdom 9 to get the double stack limit. He's going for the Ivory Natsuki. Gives you, if I remember correctly, 40% of the damage they deal, all Mythians deal, return in form of gold value directly into your bank. In this case, every bite from a Kitsune will give you 7 times 4, 2.8, with the 2... I can't do the math right now. About 3 gold per strike. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Got 144. No Wisdom 9 just yet, so the Kitsune is still a little bit fragile. 159, no attacks there. Wisdom 9 now being researched. I'm waiting for one of the attacks there just to get the calculations, but Red has not been able to get an attack off on any of these. Go fall back to Miko to get some healing going. Got some of these gold lines. Are they classified as Myth Unit? I don't think they're classified as Myth Unit. Wait. Nope, don't see any upgrades applied, so they don't get affected by the gold collection. They have a relatively slow movement speed compared to everything else here, so pull them off the formation, I would say. Now they're moving at 6.6. Some of the Kitsune are quite wounded. Long house now being built. Over here, the kitty cats are trying to find some human or dwarf. Do dwarves taste like human when you eat them? Apparently, the close approximation to human meat is pork. So does dwarves taste like pork? Attacking buildings does not provide a gold refund, only when attacking units for the Kitsune. Gets a bit of damage there, no raid. Uzi's going for Hachiman, the hero focus of the gods, which also gives you access to daimyos. Oh, here's a fun fact about the daimyo god power. When it comes to campaign, you can also apply it to the daimyo hero, and it will actually upgrade him even further. He'll get the final tier samurai, the Haruhito samurai. Yep, you can see they got about 4 gold from that strike there. And running around the Rosie is... we'll pull, I think, non-heroes. See these guys here? They're basically like landmines. Asgardian Hill Fort going on up. Could fall back to Miko to get those guys healed on up. Mikos do get trained pretty quickly, if I remember correctly. And he actually has researched medium cavalry rather than trying to go for free. He is a bit far away from it. It does get experience generated. I don't think you get a refund. Tsukiyomi has now aged on up, going for the copper upgrades. Let's see, each one provides Can't actually see how much experience provides. Doesn't say here. Guess we'll just sort of keep an eye. You'll see right click on all the upgrades, so they're being incomplete, as which is a bit of oversight there. That might put him up. Those spear upgrades going first. Needs 825. Goes up by 200, or 825 to 625, yeah. I wonder if because it's the cost of the upgrade, but these are both 75, 150. Okay, it looks like the experience provided equals the individual resource cost for each upgrade. Good to know. Gets the medium upgrade. Does get a daimyo now uploaded in the field, or shogun. Like I said, if you play, you can apply this God of Power to the campaign hero, and it will give you maxed out samurai, fully leveled samurai, the beyond champion ones. Got a good number of Erdmen here. Hill Fort course is a early hill fort, has I think full DPS. No bowling oil though. Blue's ready on collecting up some delicious elephants. I am curious how well elephant tastes in real life. Engu here. Jorogumo there. That voice actor sounds familiar. But it's definitely different voice lines used in Age of Empires 3. Got some great halls here. They're quite fine. Got these forces rotated over here. Takes out a villager. Not quick response time. Loses 2 villager. Watchtowers, of course, engaging. This force here is at least distracting his opponent long enough. Shogun maybe will get some good strikes on him. 800 damage the Shogun does. You get a free samurai. Big line of farms there. Right now, the village difference quite significant in favor of blue. See on 2 town centers. Red's on number 1. Villagers migrating towards the delicious elephants. The amount of units on the field, we've got 70 versus 69, 63,000, 6,300 versus 61, 31. Wow. 3,700 versus 3,200. Cannot speak. Got some Yumi archers. Got a new moon upgrade on Los Blacksmith. Get his bronze upgrades immediately going. I don't think you get experience from that from the new moon. But he has his bronze upgrades. He has the heavy upgrade. So these guys are pretty well statted. Over here we do have just copper and medium. Got some Huskarls mixed on in, which are counter range units. So some of the dwarves are being bitten. Good amount of forces up here. 30 units. 103 versus 101. Oh, another Asgardian Bastion. Very nice. Effectively has 1 villager or 1 military unit to auto build. So you can at least stand and fight and still continue building. Just not very quickly. So these forces moving around, find some gatherers. Blue's immediately trying to respond to it. Red maybe will take out this hill fort here. May want to pull back the Human archers though. Dwarves trying to escape. And Freyr's upgrading to Ager, give access to the rock giants. What gives you 1/2 bar. Oh, another Shogun. Does he still have the other one live? Yep, so we've got 2 Shoguns now live. Another set of swamplands. I still think this God Power is a little bit too powerful. It grabs way too many units for in this age. More Erdmen now being employed in the field and Huskarls. I think the radius of the pool just needs to be shrunk. That'll probably how I'll balance out that God Power. Pile of upgrades here, including the fortified town centers. Got more rock giants. Gives you 1/2 of the term for Ragnarok and roll. I'm going to keep on saying that pun, even if it kills me. Dwarves here, gotta get on out of there. Could probably try to charge with the ox carts to draw some fire. Won't be cheap though. Ox carts, they're not terribly expensive, but you don't really want to be disposable with them. But they're easy enough to deploy on the field. Looks like he's going to have to go for Watasumi. If I butchered that name well enough, because I butchered all names. He actually has queued up the champion upgrade. He really wants the champion upgrade, don't want to wait for the free one. Which is definitely a choice, and it can be a good choice if you really want it. We got a castle here. Some old Yumis wouldn't be half bad. Draugr getting knocked out. The main antagonist of Skyrim has gone down. Another Asgardian Bastion being employed in the field. Great haul there. Good work by the Yumi archers, horse archers. He is going for the Granite Giants now. Holding oil, heavy cavalry. What he has crenellations research? He does. Good. Great taunt there. Got a single Miko here for healing, which is good. Not the fastest healer, but certainly a healer, which is better than nothing at this moment. She's also a heroic civilian, which means not fit for combat, nor for frontline. Dojo and castle here. Times you wish you had a health regen garrison like Age of Empires 2. Because herbal medicine actually would be useful right now. Do have the champion upgrade immediately going, but 6 more experience, you don't actually need it. You got that queued on up, so now his champion. Wait. No, that was the heavy, wasn't it? Never mind, that was the heavy upgrade that got just now got available. Does go for the Dragon Typhoon, which is clearly inferior to the Shark Typhoon and the Sharknado. So that was actually the upgrade to heavy. So he is actually 1 tier behind. So going for the champion upgrade is actually quite understandable. Tempest means some of these guys is really wounded, so they're most likely getting knocked out. Good number of them. Tsukumi has a decent amount of favor, almost enough for another new moon, which could be quite nice for the castle. Let's go for some of these heroic grenadier guys. They do crush damage and divine damage. Double dojos here. We still have both shoguns in the field, it's actually quite important. They're doing 33 damage per strike, so they're pretty much guaranteed to get a samurai after every 4th strike. Unless the hack armor is pretty high. Naginata Riders do intercept some portable battering rams. New Moon on the armory gets his iron upgrades as well as the incendiary arrows. Looks like this Shogun may be going down, a little bit trapped. Shogun actually may escape on out there. Cannot be healed up by Miko if I remember correctly. Granite Giant there causing issues. Granite Giants and has taunted the Shogun. Got Shinobi, which are anti-range units. They also do have a torch attack like it was Age of Empires 3. And of course, their special attack gives them a just time buff, increasing the speed and damage. So they're a blitz unit. Yumi Archer sort of backed them into a corner. Red could I deploy out Doc there and get some of the free myth units, that age 4 myth unit that's floating walking constellation. That could be useful if he wants another unit there. I mean, price of a Doc, that's pretty cheap. Looks like these daimyos are taking quite a bit of damage. A good number of granite giants. Portable battering rams trying to stab the horses to death. They're not really successful, to say the least. You now have the asymmetrical bows increasing the damage and range of Yumi archers, Yumi horse archers, giving them +2 range and +25% damage. So they go up to from 16.8 to 19.1. They have 1 attack speed, so they have pretty good long-range DPS. They are 3 population. They're also buffed by the bonus damage here for cavalry. So it looks like Tsukiyomi is going for a cavalry build. Some Huskarls, as well as raiding cavalry, probably a good call. Jarls are just generalist cavalry. They won't do bad, but they won't be necessarily great. Right now they have less DPS than these Yumi archers. Cost-wise, they cost 130, heavy in gold. Yumi horse archers are cost 120. So right now the Yumi archers are looks like superior to the Jarls, barring in durability, health, and armor. But of course, range can really stack up. Erdman getting the melee range is also a great way to do damage. And we do have some of the Shinagamis. Daimyo's taking some damage there. Just mass Yumi horse archers. Does these guys have any upgrades? Nope. They do have access to ballistics. Right now they do have range damage and divine damage at 8 range, so not very far. A bit of AoE, so a pretty good grenadier unit. True slidings respawns if defeated, becomes more powerful. For sure their upgrade makes them respawn once more. Respawn additional time, and of course you can get even more powerful with that. And of course they do have a charge attack to get a bit of terror going. Got some throwing axe and plum fields, so now the Shinobi being useful to help engage them. This is the Revenant one, the one that has died and been resummoned. You can see the 24 damage rather than the 2020. That must be the shout ability. Some reason I thought, oh, is there ability to turn off and on for the resummoning? course, defensive fortifications are good versus range units. Blue's also now taking the gold from the front line. Plenty of gold still up here. Who just aged up? Looks like Freyr does have X Inferno. He's one for his last unique one, Vidar. Pile of upgrades here. Birdmen as well. With the infantry here, the splash damage from these guys should be actually pretty good. There's the Fafnir. Fafnir is overstated. Of course, you get your opponent gets gold for killing it, so it's a double-edged sword that is. You get great stats, but you get a 100 gold donation to your opponent. Another town center. Looks like Red's gone for another town center. Lose basically max out villagers at the moment. There's a soul returning on back. There is something. The Inferno gets a good detonation there. Wipes out half the army, or most of the army there. 60. Oh, here the all reinforcements come in. Getting up to 64. He's at the champion upgrades now. And we also got some of the deer being summoned. Granite Giant hitting some of those villagers now. Fafnir taking a bit of damage there. Does have a bit of health restoration from the Hill Fort. Fafnir does go down. Got some Oyumis. Ironically enough, I tried it. The Oyumis never seem like they work out, even if we have them upgraded to max with what's the other name of the other god? Age 4 god, which basically is a second level draft horse. I've never seen Mass Oyumi actually work. I think because they have such a long wind-up time, they don't work like Mass Ballista. And Mass Ballista is actually a bit more overpowered for Vidar. Excuse me. Here comes the Ballista. Right now that 28 damage. I think they get like up to like 40 something damage. Does get overrun by the Naginata Riders though. Now get none of these horse archers on the field. Does get a nice little bit of terror there. Castle still firing away. Hill Fort here as well. Got some of these grenadiers here. 8.8 divine damage, 2 AoE. It's nice, but nothing too critical. The maximum trip forward. Some of the old units started going, or the grenadiers are going down. Vengeful, the final tier, 28 damage. Their unique aspects, of course, just being stubborn to die. castle does go down. You got Secret Titans queued up by blue. Right now, when it comes to resources, Tsukiyomi's low on food, has some good work with, nothing too crazy, some wood to work with. Well, Gregor has plenty of food and wood to work with, is missing a bit of gold. So just a little bit idle there. Yumi Archer's engaging first here. And we do have the mass ballista now being deployed in the field without the 39 damage. That might be all the damage they can actually get. It's quite a bit, honestly. 40 damage with 4 projectiles. The DPS is 63. That is quite significant, to say the least. 3 populations that are highly population efficient. One Yumi Archer on the field. Try and go on in, try and take out those ballista. Yumi Archers firing away. Of course, these guys do have a large amount of range armor since they're a siege weapon. Throwing axemen in good numbers. Another swampman may be useful to help deal with all those throwing axemen. Down south, got these units. Level 14 to set the deer caravans. I think at this rate, red is going to be knocked out of the game. Yep. Looks like everything here is starting to go down. I think red's gonna be knocked out soon. These guys do have a good amount of crush damage, so they actually can put a punch at these hit bosses. The problem is range. They have 14 range versus 30. Secret of Titans almost complete. They're just going on down. Yeah, it feels like this game's over for red. Red's actually out of resources. I'm gonna fast forward because I think red's gonna be knocked out shortly. He has no revenants here. Ballista just pushed way forward. 42, nearly 200. The best thing red can probably do is save it for the god power, but that's not the case. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started on another replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. let's get started. Not that, I already have games. Let's see. Let's just try to find different gods. That should be reasonable enough. Greetings everyone, and great here. I have another Age Mythology replay. So on top left side as blue Thor, we got Buster with a capital R. So on bottom right side as the red patron goddess, we got Thunder, I think. Either way, let's get started. Because of major and minor gods, of course, the Thor is the dwarves in the armory. Stars dwarves and the gatherers. Dwarves cost less and almost as good as gatherers in food and wood, but not as good. Dwarf armors can be built in research upgrades in any age. Armory upgrades also cost less. Get free dwarf per upgrade and can research additional upgrades. The upgrade also does support Herseers. And when it comes to the minor gods, this is more focused on dwarves and its upgrades. Economic focus. You get 4 steady, which does give another upgrade for the blacksmith. Give you healing spring, trolls to troll the opponent, infantry, and hero speed, which also is a bit more focused on Herseers, so this will be helpful to improve their speed. And as well as their nope, that's just Erdman and Berserk. Freja improves forest fire. We got the Valkyrie. Thundering Hooves improve your cavalry and Valkyrie's hit points and speed. Let's also improve the hit points of your Herseers as well enable your goatee early and get them plus 10% hit points. So both are, I would say, a good option for Thor. The patron goddess does provide a focus of technology, towns and citadels for additional population. You get divine shield around your monuments, empowered and doubles the range. Generates favor as well as empowered monuments generate even more favor and healing the units nearby as well, so a lot of monument focus. Technology just costs 10% less, very nice to have, and obelisks are 5 cents cheaper. Additionally, you get Flood Now, which gives you a little bit of food trickle rate, and a very useful god power. Both of these have 2 very useful early gold-based god powers. Of course, for her, got Anubis and Boss. You get Serpent's not that great. Anubite's pretty good harassing jumping infantry. More favors, always very nice to have. And of course, Serpent Spear, which makes your spear do a pathetically additional like 2 damage over 6 seconds of poison damage. It's horrible, not great. Don't worry about this upgrade, it's worthless. And you got Boss, got Eclipse, Sphinx, and 2 upgrades for your Sphinx. Villagers gather food faster, a little bit worse off than farms, but still plus 5%, so nice. And better chop rate and chopping. So both are okay. Nothing screams out to me. I do like Foth's upgrades, but I hate Wadgets. They're absolutely worthless in my opinion. I think they're just not good. Elk being obtained. For relics, we do have Horror's Hunting Bow. Gather food faster from hunted animals, very nice to have. You have this relic here, the Head of Orphis. Improves buildings line of sight by 8, so you just put that head on top of buildings and hopefully it just tells you everything that comes by. Wait, is this like the first hero for Demeter? Or hers? The guy who plays Loot? How does that make any sense? Line of sight, the guy in Loot? I wonder what the gods had in store for him. Towers Setsits. Towers increase damage for myth units. Very nice to have. Good defensive upgrade. Emperor of Boye. Heroes get a little bit of health regen. I wonder if that affects the Son of Osiris. If it does, that would be great. Because Son of Osiris cannot receive any healing from other sources. Ulfsark, or smacking the butt of these elks to herd them. Look at that herding there. A lot of decay though. You got these cows here. Gotta keep those doggies rolling. And here more cows. Do you know modern milk cows, the Holstein cows, provide approximately 6 to 8 gallons of milk per day? And don't know what that is in liters, but that's effective. That's well over what 20. I think that's 25 kilograms of milk per day. And that could also be is one for one for cheese. So you can get 25 kilograms of cheese per day. That's a lot of milk and cheese from a single cow. Granted, those are the modern Holstein cows who like needs like. It's recommended to have at least 2 acres of land. You still need feed for them. They eat a lot. They need to eat a lot to convert all that grass and alfalfa and hay into milk.
And wheat.
All what's going on up. Been fast forward since the early eco phase. Gonna be enjoying the music. Temple almost built. Oh, we got a new bite going. Nubis being researched. Very nice. The Pharaoh grabs the relic, and that's the not so great relic there. But then again, plus 8 line of sight for all those monuments. Let's see. That's 8. Not bad. Is it worth tasking a Pharaoh for that? I'm not sure. We do have priest relics. This is very nice to have. Always nice to have. The upgrades for relics may not be too fantastic, but they're always nice to have. I do like how they balance it. Also, relics also provide a tiny trickle of favor, which is actually a pretty good counterpart. After all, the previous game, Age of Empires 2, relics provide a trickle of gold. A trickle of favor is just very fitting. We do have now Freyja versus Anubis. We got the Anubite ready to bite. He's a bit more he's not necessarily all bark, no bite. He's all bite. It doesn't really bark, it more growls. You will spot these forest puppers. Ox cart going on up. As my ox carts, they can just follow you around. So if you don't necessarily need it more than one carcass, you can just simply have a task forward. Got some chickens who roam the land. When were chickens introduced into, say, Greece? Since we know that chickens are available in the campaign with the Greek campaign. Because chickens are actually native to Southeast Asia, originally known as, if I remember correctly, as red jungle fowl. There is a Sam O'Nella video about it. It makes me wonder when chickens were introduced into the West. Because sugar wasn't really introduced into the West. When I say West, I mean Europe. Until, like, I think the first bits of it arrived in apparently 1000. And then it really became popular after the first crusade was like 1200. Some stuff is later, some stuff is earlier than you expect. Because the Albus has gone down there. The Pharaoh really hates that lady. The Valkyrie goes down to the Pharaoh, who's down south, being hyper aggressive with the Pharaoh there. Got a good number of these raiding cavalry. Best go for some spearmans. Do have the Necropolis upgraded queued on up. One thing I do like is the fact that a lot of the god powers or god upgrades, mythological upgrades, that is meant to improve favor generation, they have that favor cost removed. If I remember correctly, all of those had favor costs in Gold Edition. But then again, I don't think. Actually, they may have actually had a different aspect entirely, because most of the Gold Edition stuff didn't really have upgrades or anything that improved favor generation, did it? After all, the oracles didn't generate favor for the Atlanteans before, and it was the town centers. I'm pretty sure the golden apples did something different as well. I can't remember now. The obelisk has gone down, no longer will torment his opponent. So we got some exotic doggos there. Some basic walls going up. Got a couple new bites here. They are guardian new bites, so they have pretty good attack speed and damage, so they have pretty good DPS. But also maintain pretty good armor as well. Couple obelisks been going on up to torment his opponent. Axeman there. Spearman stabbing the Ulfsark. You have the poison spears, which I find that upgrade completely worthless. Gives you just 2 damage over 6 seconds. It's not good, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't stack either. I find that upgrade borderline worthless. Those back in the corner there. Not much else to go. Could delete this house there. We got some spearmans here. Priest does go down. Spearmans fall back to the town center as well. These guys can be tasked to collect the delicious pieces of venison there. Does back himself into a corner. Red has a bad path there. Does manage to get a good strike there. Yeah, if you look at this guy here, the poison damage, he probably did actually just take only 2 points of poison damage. Doesn't stack or anything of that sort. Here, a bit of healing there. Priest healing up the Axemans and new bites. He decided not to bring those units forward. They're actually slower. Spearmen are actually pretty quick. They're 5 movement speed, which is the same movement speed as the Chariot Archer. Oh, nice. Speaking about speed, does get himself stuck there. Some of the villagers getting hit by the raiding cavalry. Axemans. Might as well to counter axes. You need to pull out axes. Obelisk going down. It will torment him no longer. You now have Scotty now queued on up. Scotty, of course, provides throwing axemans. The best thing I think about Scotty is the winter harvest. Plus 20% collection rate on your farms is pretty good. And I mentioned plus 10% from collecting it from all other food sources is also very good. And also got Hammer of Thunders, improving the damage from Perseus by 15%. Frost Giants, I'm not a big fan of Frost Giants, but I know a lot of players who love Frost Giants because they know how to micro them and lock down individual myth units and high battle units, which is very, very good. The Frost ability is quite useful as well. It's a great way to, say, target army, stop, or maybe half the army and lock it down, so allow them to pick off the other half, or continue forward, or backwards, stall. It's a very flexible ability, to say the least. Exotic Cow goes down. Do have Nephthys queuing up. There's your Scorpion Mans. And if you right, so you get a bit of gold rebate or refund upon death. Scotty complete. Good number of priests here for forward healing. Very nice. It really does save you a lot of resources having priests heal up everything. After all, priest costs 100. Spearmen cost 75. So if you save, let's just say 2 spearmen, half or 3/4 health, 2/3 health missing, that one priest has paid for itself. A lot of obelisk being employed in the field to torment his opponent. Barracks, barracks. Monument to the soldiers. Which one thing of that the patron goddess could do is delete her monument to villagers, redeploy on the front lines since it's the cheapest of monuments, and then empower it to get a pretty good divine shield and as well as some health regen here. Winter Harvest being queued on up, very good upgrade. Some slingers here. Let's see, Nephites. I'm trying to remember what he also provides. Priest upgrades, various priest stuff for better healing capabilities. Very nice. So your anti-myth unit counter unit is more effective. Very nice to have. Because honestly, priest DPS is not great. 3.4, even though they do have ×5 multiplier for Smith units. They're not actually fantastic for Smith units. They're more on the lines of soft counter than hard counter against Smith units. We got some snakes here being summoned, nibbling away against these units. I'm pretty sure they are classified as myth units, so heroes just one-shot them, pretty much. Slingers are, of course, a good counter to the throwing axemen. You go for mix slinger and axemen to counter throwing axemen. Slingers, of course, guaranteed to be a counter, while the axemen do counters each other. And looks he is going for that. Heavy axeman, medium slinger. Oh, here's a fun fact. Slings in real life are like whips. The edge of the sling can actually break the sound barrier. You can cause sonic booms like a crack of the whip. That's actually what the crack of the whip is. It's also a sonic boom with a sling. So to make this more historically accurate, for a game about myth units, the champion units, let's just say those the very professional ones good with a sling, should make a cracking sound whenever they throw a rock. I think it is possible the sling could be louder than a 22.
Great.
But can't say for sure. We do have some berating cavalry being pulled field, which of course has to be countered by spearmans. They're meant to counter the slingers, but also probably be a decent counter the axemen, since they are just simply not a infantry unit. I guess raiding cavalry not necessarily a counter the axemen. The axemen just a counter unit can't be useful against the cavalry. We do have now Thoth queued on up, which gives you access to the meteors, Phoenix, and a bunch of other stuff. What's the other stuff again? Phoenix, Empower Double Train from Middle Strong Forts, better collection rate, and War Elephants. No, I really don't see War Elephants deployed all too often. Maybe this is the time we'll see some elephants. Do you have now ancestors being summoned? Thoth is almost completed. Meteor God Power is both good versus structures and units. Bronze upgrades. We do also Spirit of Mott. Better priest healing rate and reduce their cost by 30%. Right now, the patron goddess has a lot of wood stockpiled. May want to hold off a little bit. Task, remove all but like 10 villagers collecting up wood to other things. There's been gold. Meteor's been summoned here. Direct hit. A lot of good hits there. See these carcasses really going up. Really hammered down. Though his armor was split up in 2 locations. Let's see, we do have Balder queued on up. Pharaoh here. Collects up all resources better by 10%. There's a Phoenix. Don't see any gold in the field, just throwing Axemen. These have 50 damage and 4 AoE. Their range is pretty short though. It's basically melee for a flying unit. They also have very little hack armor, so throwing Axemen will be able to do good damage versus it. Of course, it would be a little bit a sitting target. Good number of idle units here, and most of them are slingers, useful in this situation. Look at those axes. Connects. Of course, priests can heal the flying birdie. Birdmen, throwing axemen, aging on up, or iron upgrades. What's strange? I don't think I've really seen the final level upgrades all too often from Thor all too often. His next one, of course, is the meteoric stuff. Meteoric armor, dragon skull, dwarven weapons. Sesamarume, increasing hero hit points by 10%. Ball, of course, give access to fire giants and Ragnarok. There's both fire and ice giants. Trade archers firing away. Good number of Goaty being queued on up. Got the dwarven weapons. All upgrades, including the watchtower. Fortified town center. Patron Goddess doesn't have too many resources at the moment. It does have triple town center. Blue has 101 villagers, rather than Dalmatians. Plenty of food. Needs more gold and wood. Liquid gold. Both players have over 100 favor, which is pretty nice. Pretty see other ancestors. Got a lot of counter units here, and good number of units to counter right there. Trade archers being put in mass. Does have good number of slingers on the field as well. Trade archers do have bonus damage versus infantry, so they will do bonus damage versus throwing axemen. Their attack speed is relatively slow though. I hear the Phoenix here engaging the fire giant. It's a firefight. Looks like the fire guy won. The fire thing. All Sarks queued on up. Do have now the Dragon Skilled armor being researched. Phoenix flying forward as well. Got 2 Phoenixes now deployed in the field. Good number of heroes here to intercept though. Phoenix goes down. This egg could be scrambled, but not really being focused down. Getting hit by a couple of Sarks now. So looks like egg will get scrambled. This one does go down, and looks like the egg cannot rehash on top of there. That would be a pretty safe spot for it, though. Oh, Ragnarok and roll. That is another 100 heroes on the field. He does have 2 townsfolk in the field. Of course, they won't be able to deploy out anytime soon. Probably should have got a good number of ox caravans before that point. Problem is, Red doesn't have too much of an army. He knows he's fighting against Ragnarok, which means, and these are all classified as infantry, so Chariot Archer's a good idea. Axeman's good as well. The Patron Goddess does use Prosperity now, going for more Axemans and some camels. Probably gonna either cancel camels and just weather the storm. Ancestors being summoned. They are myth units, so the heroes are gonna cause some issues. Good number of Axemen here to intercept. These heroes of Ragnarok, you have 61% half armor, 18 damage, low attack speed, so they're doing 14 DPS. Axemen right now have 123 health, times 4 multiplier, 8.8 attack damage, so they do great damage. Similar armor. Axemen definitely the good counter in this situation. Here's a Ragnarok straight forward. Some civilians being requeued on up. Red's lost a good number of civilians as well. Red has some wood to work with, not much of other resources. Handful of camels are being deployed in the field. Number of watchtowers for defense. We didn't get any tiny wars fixes. Sorry. With the my internet going bad, it's like I just couldn't cast on the day, and I have certain days for certain games. You have serpents now being summoned somewhere, which are probably not going to be very useful against these heroes of Ragnarok. More camels being summoned.
Into you.
Axemen doing a good job engaging the heroes of Ragnarok. Got some ballista here. Down south, more heroes of Ragnarok. To be fair, today is not like a great day as well, because there's a good chance I may lose power due to all the high windstorms we've been having here. When I got home from work, but I lost power twice. So I'm lucky enough that I'm able to keep power on my lights on. Camels are going down. And Red is unable to withstand the Ragnarok. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, that one was that one, or maybe it was that one. Let's see, could go for that one. This one, I think that's Gaia and Amaterasu. Let's do this one. Greens, everyone. Oh, looks like that bug appeared once again. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on bottom right side as the blue Amaterasu, who got 15. Spawn on top left side as the red Gaia, who got 3 Rashi Rice. Don't know who that is. Or if that's just the talking about a form of rice. No, I can't think straight right now. Either way, When it comes to the major god bonuses, of course, Amaterasu is focused on economy and samurai. You get gold trickle per Bushido tier, gets better per age. Samurai Onimushas generate more experience out of combat. Shrines improve the content of the quality of the resources by up to 140%, which is very nice, particularly for the gold deposits, make them just last much longer. Samurai and Onimushas get some health regen and faster in combat. Get a Miko upgrade, which is nice, but not really important. And of course, Solar Shield make target unit invincible for a short amount of time. For Gaia of course is the economics of focus. Start with heroic citizens, makes them cheaper to promote. Economic guilds and technologies are cheaper, 35% cheaper, and give research age earlier. Economic buildings provide lush, get 1 health regen on lush. And with channels here, make your lush into creep. For Amaterasu, I generally see Ame no Uzume selected, but both of these minor gods are very good. Both of the god powers are excellent. This is great to get replacing myth units for free, so you can be a bit more wasteful with them. Trying to hunt is also very good for Amaterasu, since she does improve the quality of the deer, as well as it just goes quite well for current style. She does provide more gold generation, so it doesn't really particularly focus on any single type units. So you got infantry hit points here, and boost experience upon death. Of course, better Mikos improves the gathering rate of the Mikos, which is nice to have. Tron Hunt, of course, does provide free deer, free wolves, and of course, combos quite well. Flame Wheel, which is a pretty good siege weapon. Which is better for, honestly, of a Susano if he gets a little bit divine damage on that. Cheaper range units, better range units, and better hunting. Of course, Gaia is the counterpart. Oceanus or Leto. Actually, in this patch, Leto got buffed. I already thought Leto was already pretty good, but Spider got improved. Now it's provides 4 spider eggs rather than 3 per drop. Makes him just far more effective. And yeah, it's really nice. It gets a buff that I was expecting. It was already a pretty good god power in my opinion, but people haven't really selected Leto, and they are really missing out. And now it's even better. Oceanus is pretty nice for Carnivoras. Vladra's Flying Healer, better counter cavalry units, better Marmellos and Fanatics, and cheaper promotion for your infantry. Of here, you get, of course, a more pierce armor for your human soldiers, as well as automatons, and better oracles. I'm more biased towards Leto. And the Japanese can go for quite a bit of range as well as cavalry. So both of them are good options. I'm just biased towards Leto. Civilians being promoted, they're going to do their part. Heavenly Jeweled Spear improves your counter cavalry units damage. Actually, improves not their damage, but their range by 0.25. So your counter cavalry units have more range. Trojan Gate Hinge makes your walls even better, plus 40%, which is actually nice. Your first upgrade improves the hit points by 100%, so a little extra 40% never hurts. Canopic Jar of Imetsi makes your infantry train 25% faster, better recovery time to say the least, and better collection rate from gold and wood by 5%, which is always very nice to have. Manners going up, Oracles advancing. 1 Kitsune on the field, of course. Can nibble on some cows. After all, his damage is 1.5. Does just outright capture them. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Gotta keep those doggies rolling. This Oracle could potentially intercept them. I can see all 3 oracles just going down each lane of the map. Very nice. Red finds more cows there. These cows do get grabbed. I'm gonna send them back on home. Got a Miko here going up here. We do have Leto selected. Very nice. And we do have Ame no Uzume. Blue grabs those guys, and Relic here, which improves the range to counter cavalry units, so your Yari Spearman will have a little bit more range. Kitsune. The single Kitsune is taking quite a bit of damage there. Whirlwind Weasel summoned. Wait, is it trapped there? This will help re-summon your myth units. I got late on my point of view. Automaton now deployed in the field. Spider lairs, where? Spider lairs are good around the resources that you're planning to keep secure. Oh, right there. Very nice. Of course, we'll see the Whirlwind Weasel. We'll need a hero. One of these citizens are heroes, so that a citizen can do their part and attack the Weasel. Of course, since it's a hero, it's able to resist damage and not receive the bonus special attack. Oracle now coming forward, stabbing the Weasel. Divine Shield there, decides to retest the villager there. Automaton rotating around. Somehow the automaton's now bleeding. Trying to buff the speed of the Whirlwind Weasel, and we'll manage to escape on out of there. Terma probably gonna be his counter myth unit at this moment. More villagers being sent over here. These eggs probably in generally a bad spot. Probably could have put them right there. Citizens heading up here. Nope, heading right here. Oh, looks like the first cast of Spider Lair is free. You can get another one out. That is very good. I don't see the mark on the map of where it got summoned. There. Generally, in my opinion, you can task it next to a resource nodes you're planning to collect from. And so yeah, you get 2 casts. And now the third one costs 3 favor, and to be fair, 3 favor to kill off 4 human soldiers is still incredibly good. After all, when's the last time you can get, let's just say it's now a 9 favor. A 9 favor myth unit. When last time a 9 favor myth unit has ever killed off 3 or 4 human soldiers? And before the buff, it was 3. Not likely. This ability is something you could spam out. Really, really good ability before the buff. There's a good chance this buff could get reverted once players realize how good the ability is. Got a good number of myth units here. Kitsune cannot be recovered by the what's it call it? This. Watchtower engaged. Got some automatons being pulled in the field. If your opponent's going for myth units, go for our automatons. It'll be equal footing, and automatons, of course, can be recovered and repair themselves. Yeah, heroic Terma here. Being promoted now. This one's not being promoted. Of course, got a bit of loss here, getting some health regen. Need another automaton going to get those recovered. Does save that unit there. It's the counter cavalry unit. Oracle here, so I'm gonna get hit pretty hard. Gets inside. I wonder if it'll bleed out inside. Doesn't look like his health bar is going down. And looks like these automaton cores will not be recovered. Oh, looks like they changed so now the health regen does not get affect the down automatons. Because beforehand the health regen could affect down automatons and then have how to put it? Be mostly repaired up by the time you actually start repairing it. We've got more automatons on the build queues now, so we may see the Legion of Automatons. Immediately task them to start rebuilding one. In Gold Edition, if you start rebuilding it, it will restart set the progress. Task the split, can't let this fade out. I don't see the progress bar anymore. Oh, Tomtoms got pulled off. Gotta continue building them. But looks like they will not be recovered. Realize, and I think only, yep, one Tomtom did fade due to poor micro. So, big mistake there. Could have got another Tomtom. Do have now Thea queued on upgraded access to dry and scintillating birds. Volcanic Forge improves your range or pierce armor. Tomtoms get 20% less vulnerability. Your infantry units get 15% more or less vulnerability, and double that if heroified. You can see these ones are at 49%. Heroes are at only for, oh yeah, it's humans infantry, not human soldiers. But right now the Tomtoms are pretty beefy. One knocking out right there. Something got grabbed, I believe, though I still see all the traps there. So maybe this one just faded. Yeah, actually, that Naginata Rider could trip a trap, but going down the arrow is definitely good. And Herspetti's tree now pulled in the field. A lot of down deer there, so they're starting to decay. Couple civilian birds on the build queue. More traps. Where? Oh, right there. Very nice. That's a good pass some of them at. I think it would have been better to try to go for right here. We got Raijin now being summoned. We get access to the Raiju doggos. You see these chickens being powered to a staggering 140 food. I think normally they have 75. Got a good number of Onomusha being pulled on the field. Another Herspetti's tree. Tomtoms are more defensive units since they can be reclaimed. They're not really an all-offensive unit. So, strangely enough, Leto with the spider traps and Tomtoms, they are excellent defense unit. Defense god. Good number of civilian birds flying about. Both players now age 3. Thunderous Burst could be summoned, which probably doesn't fit their units. I actually don't know off the top of my head. More Bushis. Got some destroyers to help destroy these buildings. They're just medium destroyers. Another structures here. We got a forward palace here. A number of Argus archers. Got some Bushis and Yumi horse archers. Actuality, not even at Bushido tier 1, so it doesn't get the free medium just yet. Spiders mean some of these can be cracked. 20 health, no armor. Bombs have been planted. scintillating birds flying about. There's the burst there. It does not affect the birdos, but the Onomusha should be smiting them out of the sky soon. Wolverine, Weasel, and the Raijus still flying, attacking about. It's gonna fall back now. Samurai from point field. None of the Mythians being covered at the moment. There we go. He's being covered. Doggo will go down. We have our Argus Archers now in the field. Oop, that Samurai gets grabbed. And that's a 4 population unit, so good grab there by this spider. Cannot build a farm there, so it looks like somebody's trying to build some farms. I have currently Gaia selected. Building farms here. Good number of farms here. We do have medium infantry now, of course, available. Those cows being eaten now. They've been fattened to a decent amount. Of course, they do take a bit of time to be fattened. Another samurai there. Got a whole bunch of stuff being floated by blue. And it looks like the Raiju that went down was not going to get replaced. If I remember correctly, it's like this doesn't always do some each myth units. So sometimes you have to get a second one of these to make sure all your myth units get recovered. I don't know what triggers it not being recovered. Got some chickens here, dead chickens, but it looks like, yeah, they still get rid of it, but they still have more meat in them than normal chicken. More Mikos being summoned. Good number of idle villagers here. They've eaten all the cows. There's some bears they can eat. Bears, of course, quite unbearable. More spider eggs being summoned. Very nice. His opponent's mostly gone for value units, not the cheap stuff. They are going to be grabbed. Heroes can't be triggered on it, if I remember correctly. Heavy is now available for Amaterasu. We do also have Hectate. Naginata Rise trying to engage all these Argus Archers. Very good. Could also eye for some Shinobi for that. Mythic Rejuvenation has been queued on up, as well as Clarity. Let's see, Alacrity is though like a word for this. Stellar, so they may not be pronounced Clarity. Cellator, I don't know. We now have Tartan Gate. Bit of a bad spawn there. It's not meant to be a nuke. It's supposed to be something to help do backline damage. But this time it's being used as a distraction. Lampedes, of course, now have increased attack speed. We do also have the Asper's Blood there. Allows you to get the transfiguration ability to it should give them the second instant kill ability. One for Chaos, which is very good. Another one turns into chickens. Tartan spawn still causing issues. Looks like this one is not being attacked. Chaos there, but that one did still charge forward. Asper Blood's almost complete. It's been a while since the last seen this. That guy got turned into a chicken. Oh, chicken has 100 food. No, not 75. Must have been bought for the gold edition. Fire Sight is not straightforward. Remember Argus archers on the field. But Shinobi does stab the Lampades there and probably explode and kill the Shinobi while at it. Oh, got some dropped relics there. More knocking out of riders being pulled in the field. Shinobi going down. Warlow and Weasel trying to eat a fire siphon. More Lampades now being summoned. A very good machine to summon, spam out in my opinion. A lot of tactical ability, not much divine damage. Oops, my apologies to my microphone again. The range is only 14, so not great. Lucy took that unit and turned into a chicken. Yeah, 24 range, 20 divine. Attack speed, of course, got improved by that one upgrade. Of course, nice about Lampade as well, even if they do get overwhelmed by a bunch of melee infantry, they explode. See a good number of chickens on the ground right now. You can see just so many chickens. And the transfiguration ability should be pretty good for samurai since they are individually a unit that can be turned into a chicken, an expensive unit, making it even more valuable. And Amaterasu does go ahead and resign his grade, saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. You know what? I can probably have enough in me for another replay for tonight. One last replay. Let's see, that was this one here. Let's see. RM. All these are RM. Can't remember what RM is. Oh wait, no, let's see. Indric Set. Ancient Goddess. The Amaterasu. There's HR. Let's just do this one. Oh, that's the name of the player. Ah. Wait, nope, the Shenung. Haven't cast Shenung today, haven't cast any Chinese today, so this is going to be a little bit different. So, let's get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here from another Age Mythology replay. Small on top right side as the blue Shenanog, we have the HR department. Small on bottom left side as the red Amaterasu, got Aces, the Count Von Count. When it comes to major and minor gods, Shenog is a focus on farming, myth units, and healing. God Blessing gives gifts of beasts. Favorite lands, myth units recover hit points, increasing per 1.8. So in theory, at age 4, you get 6 health regen on favorite lands. That's pretty good. Granted, favorite lands is pretty small radius. Farms are available in Archaic Age and build instantly on favorite lands, and also you can be improved. Plow, irrigation, and flood control research instantly for free. So, good farming economy. This upgrade here, this God Power here to improve 2 more farms as well. So you get a lot of good food on the field. I recommend build farms at the rate of prosperous seeds, but still focus food on the field and start gradually introducing improved farms over time. Get free myth units, herbal medicine, Sages heal faster, can heal 3 additional targets, not too important honestly. And Peach of Mortality. Heroes and myth units get more hit points, so very nice. I should cover Amaterasu now. Amaterasu is focused on economy and samurai. Gain gold trickle per Bushido tier. Samurai Onimusha gets more experience out of combat. Shrines improve the contact quality of your resources, very important for your gold. Samurai Onimushas generate more hit points in faster combat. While she does have a big focus on Samurai Onimusha here, they're not too fantastic, honestly. So you don't have to go for infantry with her. You can go for other things. Kagura is not great, honestly. Faster healing and training time for Mikos, they're already pretty good at that. Free gold trickle, which is very nice, and temporary invulnerability. So Amaterasu have more, she's more of a focus on the content quality here. The ability to just improve the quality of gold is so powerful, I would say. Then mention improving your chickens is always very nice, among other things. When it comes to the initial ones here, got Shiyu or Hu2, but both names of. So you got a bunch of free gates here. Very nice. Quan Ki, hybrid unit, can fly and drop around. This is primarily why this is a pretty good goddess. You get the abundance, 5% more drop off, incredibly powerful upgrade there. Of course, it also costs 20 favor, 50 of each resource. And of course, villagers just build faster, and can also turn turret sections of your walls into towers. Overall, a pretty good economic one, and defense. Shiyu offers a pretty good combat god power. Not as strong as flaming weapons in my opinion, but still pretty nice. Yazi is a teleporting doggo, a dragon doggo. Increase the attack range of your halberdier, make them better as a counter cavalry unit, and increase their attack speed. So it just makes your counter cavalry just generally better. You get a bit of pillage here, which is always very nice to have. And more two Yazi upgrades, hit points, lifesteal, and damage. So you get pretty nice smith units there. For Amaterasu, we do have, of course, Ame no Uzume and Minaka Tomi, butchering that name still. And Ame no Uzume, both of these gods are very good. Primarily their god power is both very good. This is very nice to resummon your myth units. Very nice to have. One reasons, okay. Infantry hit points, if you want to focus more on infantry, such as Samurai and Onimusha. And slightly better Mikos. But honestly, on the Shrine Hunt's also very good. You get a lot of good defensive wolves, more food from the shrines, which also improve the quality of those same deer as well. This combos very well with Amaterasu. One Yudo is better for Susanoo in my opinion. Faster hunting rate, better ranged soldiers, increased damage, range, and cheaper ranged soldiers and siege weapons. I think he is better for Amaterasu, but there's always a good argument for Ame no Uzume with this god power as well. Pick your poison. I don't think Amaterasu has to go for Samurai. Samurai are nice, but she doesn't have to go for it. Looks like Red finds some goats. Goats course the goat. Which of course, I think they can be tasked with the shrine to improve the quality, right? Or are goats not, since they're not huntables, they're herdables. It may have been better to put the shrine over here. Sure, the deer deposit eventually goes away, but improving the quality is important. Just more food inside of them, you find out. Here we go. We got the prosperous seeds here. You can see these villagers are collecting at a rate of 0.84, and compared to these hunts, it's rate of 1. Not as good as hunting. If you look at these guys here, right now they're collecting at a rate of 0.8, so these are collecting faster than his own hunts here. No upgrades. Oh, yeah, I want like the Chinese villagers a little bit worse off. Yeah, I think like aren't the Chinese speaker villagers a little bit weaker? I can't remember. Either way, we got Chi Yu being selected to get the access to the Yaozi. Pioneer engaging the Kitsune. There's the shrine there. Recovers all of myth units, barring the Kitsune. Both players are now aged up. Here's Yalzi, does have 5.3 move speed. Oh, 1 range. Relatively slow attack speed, but it's more of a mobility one like the Nubite. Pioneer puts some rounds into the Whirlwind Weasel. Next unit is a Tao Wu. It's the slow charging one. I can't remember. I don't remember all the Chinese myth units all too well, honestly. This should be a good number of pioneers engage these myth units. Yazi move around, got some targets here. Miss out these guys. We've got invulnerability shield onto this weasel. That giant hides away inside the sentry tower somehow. It's like shoving a bunch of elephants into a transport boat. And apparently Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, they made it so that if you fill up a boat completely full of elephants, it actually displays unique animator, which is a bunch of elephant heads sticking out of the boat. Because everyone knows how ridiculous it is, but it is just the design of the game of where each unit in that game costs 1 population and transports just transport individual X amount of units, not necessarily regardless of what their size is. More Seeds of Prosperity here. Remember as well, villagers are hidden in the Shunan's farm, making it a bit more safer. You don't have to hit the town bell with them. Got some Yumi archers deployed out here. More halberdiers, more pioneers, another Kafu. Got another Kitsune there. Got the weasel here. Could get some good bleed damage. Dark Age halberdiers, fire archers. Whirlwind weasel here. And looks like got more mastery of weapons now being researched, increasing the maximum range of the halberdiers. They right now have doesn't display with their damage, which I think is by default like 0.5, so this increases it to I think 1.5. Oh, 1.75, so the default attack range is 0.75. Got it. Makes it a little bit more easier to use, more likely to guarantee to get a first strike with them. Do now have the Peach of Immortality being queued on up, medium infantry, more fire archers, which are anti-range, anti-building, and pioneers. My voice doesn't go out, so definitely going to be my last cast for tonight. Fire archers are more of a counter unit. They have pretty low base damage. Granted, these are Dark Age fire archers. Maybe they should light those arrows to help make sure they're not Dark Age. If the Kafu is slightly hidden, you can always just task units to walk above the farm to hide them. Not sure if those are connecting. These guys, of course, are pretty good. 16 damage, like I said. 13 attack speed. Weasels get ripped apart. Another Kitsune, more of the Weasels, and Hachiman, the hero of the minor gods. Hero-focused minor god. Also give access to Daimyo. Not Daimyo, Shogun. To upgrade your Daimyos from. Medium range soldiers for blue. Amateratsu's pretty far from getting her Bushido tier 2. Oh, did my stream just break? Just maybe Twitch did. Also, both my Twitch streams may have broke for a moment, but everything else seems fine. Didn't drop any network frames upon loading, so it looks like Twitch may have bugged out for a moment. And looks is starting to be restored now. Miko has not been resummoned here. The shrine's still alive and only slightly on fire. Right now, blue and red has similar sized armies. Blue has a higher valued army. Blue also has slightly more villagers at the moment. We do now have Rusho, give access to the Bahui and the Pixu. Oh, looks like I got a free Taowu there. Yep, that was the one that charges forward. The siege weapon that's slow until it's not slow. This, of course, gives the Pixu that instantly kills stuff, right? I can't remember. No, Pixu is the trading one. Bahui is... that's the two-tailed white tiger, isn't it? Which charges forward and stuns stuff. Tengu deployed in the field. Amaterasu, of course, got Hachiman complete. Copper upgrades Daimyo on the build queue. Does have access to the Fey Beasts. Daimyo or Shogun now summoned. Every 100 damage it deals, you get one free myth or samurai. Next one is Tao Tai. That's one of the ones that you eat units, right? Instant kill one. Siege Workshop or Machine Workshop under fire. We do have, looks like we've got the medium or heavy infantry, got the Gilded Shields, improving the Dao Swordsman's Pierce Armor. Important against all Yumi archers. We got now Fey Beast summoned. Poisonous monkey dog things. Tengu does jump on in, Daimyo now engaging. Puts Divine Shoot on the Daimyo, very nice. Does not give him health regen though, like the other invulnerability effects. Daimyo needs to focus on the Tao Wu. But Daimyo's starting to fall back there a little bit. Got the Whirlwind and the Tengu queued on up. This free Tao has been very useful, to say the least. There's Zhang Zaya. Temple took quite a bit of damage there. A couple relics here. Attack range of buildings, or attack damage of buildings. Couple drop relics here. Shogun about gone down. That was one free, one samurai there. Couple drop relics, of course. Daimyo does get picked on off. Naginata Riders, more samurai being summoned. More halberdiers and swordsmen, so a bunch of infantry here. So Yumi Archer still probably a good call. Got a number of fire archers as well. Got these horses moving around. Amaterasu has quite a bit of favor sorting up, can go for many other these things. More of the farms going. Almost another free myth here, the Tao Tai. Pioneers can hit. They are classified as a ranged human soldier, so they will get countered by Naginata Riders, as well as Shinobi. More Yumi Archers, more Bushis. 3 Tao Tai got summoned, here it is. Miko healing up some of these units. We do have now the Divine Judgment, gives infantry a bit of divine damage, and also gives infantry units a bit of bonus damage versus human soldiers. Not human soldiers get a bit of bonus damage versus myth units. Very nice, makes your cheap spam units a bit more effective, that extra bit of bonus damage I would say. Particularly the counter units, since that can also multiply. Another Shogun now deployed in the field. So that tax being developed didn't reduce the 0.99. I can't remember what it was beforehand. Guess it wasn't even 1. Now Divine Shield, this time the Weasel. Tao Tai needs to be focused on by the Daimyo. More samurai being summoned behind it. Does get nearly picked off there. Shogun's trying to fall back. Right now, blue has quite a bit of army in the field. 100 military units versus 42. Value is heavy in favor of blue as well. Tengu and Weasel being resummoned. Copper upgrades as well. Dojo's being built. Got some markets up here for a bit of market economy. Relic here in the corner still could be claimed. Picks up Imohead. Buildings constructed 10% faster. We do also now have the 8 banners, which gives heroes health regen, which does not apply to the Shogun, and makes your heroes train faster, which also does not apply to the Shogun. If that would matter to begin with. Granulations, pigeons. Pigeons are always an upgrade, probably I could just skip out on. Boiling oils are generally pretty nice though. And now do have the age up Hongdi, which gives access to the Hunden. That's the flaming bird, right? Guess we'll find out soon enough. Deer caravans being summoned. Probably via deer crackers. Gold mines being collected up. Got a couple of these Kafus here. Machine workshop, ballet. Tengu, Spasis formation. Let's do a manual jump out of there. That's a lot of farms. Right now, his Seeds of Prosperity is at 15 favor. He could probably use another one of them. Does get a Quinlong deployed in the field. Next one's a ZQ. Oh, what's that? The Flame Bird. What's Hundi again? I cannot remember which myth unit's what again. You do have another stun weapons there. Water Dragon spewing water. Kafu trying to build this settlement or town center. Samurai straight forward. Shogun goes down. We got some Yumi Forest Archers now deployed in the field as well. Shinobi being summoned. There's a good number of range units there for the Shinobi to engage. Dragon spews some water. Engaging that wall there. Terracotta Riders now summoned. And there is the dragon, the Yinglong. Does do divine damage with a bit of AoE. Use range heroes to take that out. In this case, Bushi's. Bushi's being summoned. Only 3 though. Naginata Riders taking some damage. Couple Bushi's there. There's the Hundi's this thing. Long here. Looks like the Bushi's are starting to engage. Yinlong's taking some damage here, but nothing too crazy at the moment. Samurai going down there. The Hundi is currently engaged in the castle. Does have 50 crush damage. Got now the siege crossbows firing away. Bushi's need to start engaging the dragons. I'll take out the water dragon for the lightning dragon. The water dragon is almost down to begin with. You have the Leather Silk, increasing human soldiers and villagers' hit points by 10%. Very nice. Based on age 4 of Dionysia. You have now age 4 queued up by Amaterasu, Take Mikazuchi. Butchered that name well enough. Rhinoceros scored a kill. Got quite a bit of red infrastructure here. Albedo's straightforward. Just a healthy number of them. That bit of divine damage, increased attack speed that just makes it a bit more generous. Samurai is still probably very good versus them, and Yumi archers. Got Yumi, not archer there. Eating the dragons. There's the flame bird there, the ZQ. Oh yeah, Perpetual Rain increase the gathering of nearby farms. It's also an economical supporting unit there around combat unit. Because what better way of using a legendary dragon than to summon rain for farms? I always found that amusing. I remember seeing that in the cutscenes, like, oh, they're using the legendary dragon to water crops. Hey, if the dragon wants to help with farming, I don't mind. Farming is a nice, simple, and honest life. And the dragon was unable to learn farming when he was growing up. It's just a dream, okay? Halberdier is straightforward. We now have the champion range soldier for Shanong, and we got the next tier almost complete. Age 4 is about to get completed as well. So now we've got some champions for Amaterasu. Got some watchtowers here. Some of these outlying camps are going down. The water dragon here. Not much health left in that dragon. Oh, and looks like Blue does go ahead and resign. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. As mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching.